I'll be okay. I can dream the rest away. It's just a little touch of fate, it'll be okay. It sure takes its precious time, but it's got rights and so have I. I turn my head to the sky, focus one thought at a time. I do not like the little things under my tongue, but it's like it could.
Hey guys, what is up? This is MrShumtastic here, and welcome to a brand new texture pack review here on Too Much Minecraft. Today we're going to be reviewing Norsecraft for 1.2.5, and this was actually recommended to me, or someone commented in the last video where I was reviewing Canecraft, and sorry for mispronouncing that as well. I kept saying Kanye-craft because I thought it was for Kanye West, such and such. Whatever, moving on. This was recommended by Ben Caress, I believe. Your comment will be on screen right at the minute. And so we're going to get into this texture pack right here. I was going to do it differently from the last time, but we're just going to do the exact same with the jump cuts because it worked out fine. So we're just going to move on to the first thing over here. So we'll just get started here. Here we have our basic furnaces, obviously, right here. I say basic, but the only furnaces you get in the game. Here we have the furnaces, which I'm not too fond of, I have to say. I don't really like the texture and stuff on the side. The texture on the front's pretty nice, but the side's a bit bland. I don't really like it. Moving on to the crafting bench, though, I think it's actually a really nice crafting bench. You have your axe on the side here and your hammer on the front, which looks really good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the lava now. So here we have flowing lava, and I have to say I actually quite like this for a 16x16 texture pack, which I failed to say at the start. This is a 16x16 texture pack, and for that it is actually pretty nice, and so is the flowing water as well, as you can see here. I actually quite like the shade of the blue. Sometimes you get it too dark or too light, but it's actually pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the armor and the weapons. So we're moving in here, and here is a chest, and to be honest with you, I think this looks really bad. The one thing that I really don't like about this texture pack is this chest. I think it could be retextured. Let me know what you guys think. But we'll move on to the contents of the chest, which is your armor and your weapons. So here you have your leather stuff, which is kind of like a straw cap and all the general stuff. It looks like Santa boots though, so I don't know, it looks kind of dodgy. But you have your wooden tools, and the gold armor is really cool. You have your crown and like all the kind of chain type stuff. Really cool. And then for your diamond, the only criticism is the chest plate. All you get is this medallion, and it looks kinda sad there on its own, especially maybe for iron, but not for diamond. So we'll move on. Here's the stone tools, and that's pretty much all you have to see for this. Okay, so we're moving over here to the next house. This is where magic happens, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move in here. Oh, can't get through the door. There we go. This is obviously your bookcases right here, which actually look really good. It's kind of got like a really brown feel to it. Obviously, like quite dark browns and stuff. It's really nice. But we'll move in here to the enchanting room. As you can see, here's the bookcases again, and here is your enchantment table, which, to be honest with you, I think looks really good. And here are all the particle effects of the letter and the numbers and stuff, and all the hieroglyphics coming into the book, and it actually looks really good. So we're going to go ahead and enchant our diamond sword here, which actually has a bit of durability. We're not going to go through that, but we'll get quite a high level enchantment here, and sharpness 4 and knockback 2. Not the best, I don't like knockback, but I'll show you anyway what it looks like. It looks pretty nice. Okay, so we're moving on to the Nether House here, and let's have a little look out here. This is the Nether brick right here, and then you have your Nether fence and your Nether stairs. I think it actually looks pretty nice, and these slimes are really creepy. Look at the noses that they have on them. Damn, those are creepy. Okay, not getting sidetracked. Let's move in here, and as you can see, the brewing stand itself is actually pretty similar to the one that is in the vanilla Minecraft. Maybe a few tweaks here and there, but overall looks pretty similar, but I quite like it anyway. Okay, so here you have your cauldrons. I've got 2 right here, and you have your water in it, which obviously looks the exact same as the flowing water, the same shade, which is really nice. And then you have your ugly chest down here, but in the chest you have all your brewing equipment. You have like blaze powder, gas tier, gold nuggets, all of the same kind of stuff. Looks pretty similar, but looks really nice at the same time. And then we'll move on to some of the blocks here. Okay, so here you have your glowstone, which I have to say looks pretty nice. I like the fact that it carries on through, like the pattern carries on through the whole block, so it looks like one full strip. Looks pretty nice. Here you have your nether rack right here, and then your soul sand, and obviously the portal. and to be honest with you, I quite like the obsidian texture. It looks really nice. As I say, pretty detailed for a 16 by 16 texture pack. Okay, so here we're in our favourite shop, or this is my favourite shop anyway. This is the ore shop, and I actually really like this. This is my favourite one in my whole texture pack world, just because I have these little hatches and I think it looks really cool with Optifine. But we're going to move on here. As you can see, all the ores right here actually look really good. They stand out really well in caves, and it's easy to distinguish between the ores, which I find kind of hard in other texture packs, especially the realistic ones. Here you have your iron block, your gold block, diamond block, which I don't really like too much. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the gold, and I don't really understand why it's got gold behind it. But here you have your lapis block, which is kind of like a hieroglyphic. Looks really nice. We'll move on to all the ores down here. So I'll open all these hatches just to show you. And as you can see, here's your coal, your iron ingot, your gold ingot, which look pretty similar to the vanilla, but the gold is a little bit different. As you can see, you have your diamond right there, which looks a lot better than the vanilla game in my opinion. You have your lapis ore, which is the exact same, and your redstone ore, which is the exact same. Okay, so we're going to move on to the mobs here, and as you can see, I have all the neutral mobs right here. So you have your chicken, you have your cow. This is not a mushroom, it kind of looks like a mushroom, but it's not. You have your sheep, which it looks really happy, I have to say. You have your wolf right here, you have a pig, a villager, which also change due to their different occupations and stuff. And you have a little baby slime down here. Now moving over to the hostile mobs, some of these have actually despawned, which is quite a shame, but we'll just show you the ones that we have just now. We have a zombie, and we have our normal spider right here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spawn some of these guys because I feel kind of bad. Actually over here we have our creeper, which looks really cool, I have to say. I'd be scared of that if I seen it in a cave anyway. And if we can find a skeleton, no we can't, but I'm guessing you get the idea. This is one thing that I really like about this texture pack, is the fact that all the mobs have been changed, bar I think the blaze wasn't changed, but that can be quite hard to retexture anyway, so I give them credit for that. Really good work on the mobs, and we move on. Okay, so moving on here, as you can see, this is our farm and stuff, and here is our wheat, which looks pretty similar to the vanilla game, which I kind of like. But moving over to the melons and the pumpkins, I don't really like these whatsoever. I'll break away the front here and show you what the front of these look like. So it's kind of like a skeleton and just a moldy sandstone block. That's what it kind of looks like to me. I don't like it whatsoever, and I wish they hadn't changed it so much. But we'll move on here. We're not going to cut here because we've got a shop right behind us which shows off the wool. And as you can see, the wool actually looks pretty nice. It's kind of like a checkered type pattern. And here is some of the dyes as well in all their glory. Looks pretty nice. Okay guys, so we're in our second to last house here, and this is the food store. Something that there's a few things in this texture pack that kinda don't make sense to me, and this is one of them. As you can see, this is a food, and this is an apple and a golden apple. Now obviously these are little trinkets from like the Norse days, but I don't really understand why they've done this. Why couldn't they have just done that for like water bottles or something? But as you can see, I'm not lying, apple, golden apple. Looks pretty strange. Moving over to the right hand side here, these slimes are all over the place by the way. We have our cooked chicken, our raw chicken, exact same. We have our cookie, and believe it or not, this is actually a melon. Really weird. And we have our cake right in the middle. We'll take the cake out and we'll show it on the ground, obviously, like we usually do. And it looks pretty nice. Looks actually really good. I would eat that. It actually looks pretty nice. Over here we have pretty much the exact same as the vanilla game. You have your cooked pork chops and your raw pork chops at the top. Then you have your steak in the middle, then you have soup and bread. Okay, so I have one more house to show you guys, and then we'll end off this texture pack review. In here, we have a villager supposedly. Let's go ahead and kill this guy with our knockback sword that we created earlier. Here you can see is our redstone. So this is redstone that is not being powered, which actually looks quite cool, I have to say. Quite like it. This is something that I didn't show off in the previous video, which I should have, so I'm making up for that now. Here we have powered redstone, also looks really good with little particle effects and stuff. And if you're wondering what these are, this is a redstone lamp which is turned off, and this is one which is turned on. And here are the last things I want to show you. This is a piston extended. This is not a sticky piston, and this one is. As you can see, there is the green like goo on the piston. and here's one without it. Okay guys, so that is it for my second texture pack review here on Too Much Minecraft. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section below with unique texture pack ideas so that I can cover it in my next video. Please don't leave stuff like Svax and LB Photorealism because everyone has seen those texture packs before and no one wants to watch videos on them so they won't get views. So please leave unique texture pack ideas in the comment section below. Once again, this has been Norsecraft. I would give this texture pack probably a 7 out of 10, and the reason being is I really like the fact that they've changed all the mobs in the game, which really gives a bonus to all the stuff, and they've not kept the original icons and stuff as well for most of the items, so really good effort in this texture pack. And also people with low-end PCs can also use this because it is a 16x16 texture pack, so that is why I like this. Thank you again for Ben Caress for leaving this comment, telling me about this texture pack and making this video possible. Thank you guys for watching, bye for now.